Hi everyone, I'm Autistic Ange. This is a podcast for adults who recently found out they're autistic and are looking for other autistic people like them. I wasn't planning on recording today, but this just happened, and I feel like this is something you guys will be able to relate to because, it has to do with socializing, and, a lot of us autistic people do not like socializing or are not very good at it or both. So I want to talk about the preparation I do to get ready to socialize with a friend, and like when I go to appointments, and how I feel when somebody cancels on me. I have trouble with just about every aspect of socializing, which is thanks to being autistic, but these types of interactions I'm going to talk about are easier for me to deal with because I know when they're going to happen. And anything that's planned in advance that I can prepare for, that I know when they're going to happen, I really, really, really prefer that because I just don't like that episode about, was it a few days ago with the tree people? I don't like the unexpected interactions. I'm not good at them. I just don't like them. So today, I was supposed to hang out with my friend Laura, who I've known for several years. We met at my last job, and she was pretty much the only person there I actually liked. And when I left, we kept in touch every few months, but this year it's become more frequent, and I've actually wanted to go see her. I say it like that because I don't often want to go see anybody. And so she lives about an hour away, and I saw her, I think it was last month I went up there for the first time. We hadn't seen each other since, 2018, I think, 2017. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but, we picked right back up. But those are good people that you can go months and months and not talk to them. But when you do, start talking again, it's all those months didn't go by. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? She's just one of those people. I'm actually pretty positive that she's also autistic. It's like when you buy a red car and then you see them everywhere. That's how I feel about being autistic. I feel like I can see us everywhere. And her and I get along so well. We're so similar in so many things that I told her, I was like, you should look into seeing if you're autistic, because I mean, I enjoy hanging out with you, so you gotta be, or something, I don't know. But anyways, so here's the preparation I go through for appointments. So, dentist appointments, doctor's appointments, therapy, whatever. So first, how far away is the appointment? Is it a week? Is it 2 months away? Usually, when I schedule appointments, I make sure to do it months in advance. If it's not something I do on a regular basis, for example, I go to therapy pretty regularly, but outside of that, I like to have months of preparation, even though I don't really do anything about it for the majority of the time, if that makes sense. It's usually 2 weeks out from an appointment when I really start focusing on it. And by focusing, I mean every day. It's just these little reminders that come into my head, oh, you've got this coming up. Don't forget, this is next week. And I don't know why my mind does this. It's annoying because I really don't want to have to think about this stuff. And I also do wish that I was the type of person that oh yeah, I have an appointment today. I almost forgot. I better go. It's no big deal. A lot of people probably feel like it's no big deal. But it is to me. So also, where is the place? Have I been there before? Because I'll tell you, I don't care. The VA down in the city, how far away is that? Not that far. It's 15 minutes. And I have been there multiple times, at least once a year, but not in the past, couple years. But it doesn't matter. I've been there, and I should know how to get there without needing to use Google Maps, and I still don't. I don't. Because it's probably because I avoid that area, that kind of driving, And I only deal with it when I absolutely have to. And I'm usually so anxious that, like, no wonder I don't remember how to get places, because I'm just so anxious trying to get there, you know? Something else I do to prepare is, like, who am I going to be seeing at this appointment? So, like, I like to stick with the same people, and I'd like to think that that's how a lot of people are, you know, like, for example, I mean, like, we all should have our own primary doctors, I would think by now. But, like, over at the dentist, you know, like, it seems like you just make an appointment and they'll put you with whoever, but, like, that doesn't fly with me, because if I get put with people that make me feel calm, that I don't have very much anxiety around, I like their methods, their bedside manner is pretty good, I want to stick with those people, because those people gave me a halfway decent experience. Do you know what I mean? So, like, there's 2 dentists at this private practice, and I only want the one dentist. And if she's not there, I would like them to call me and tell me, like, hey, she ain't gonna be here, would you like to reschedule? Because I don't want to meet with the other dentist. I don't know him. And then with, like, the technicians, I will stick with the same one whenever possible. You know, like, I know people leave jobs and stuff like that, but, like, there's this one technician at this dental place that, like, I really only prefer her. And I have it in my notes or whatever, they, you know, my record over there, they'd written down that, like, if either of these people are not there the day of my appointment, they're to call me and I can reschedule, because I don't want to be with anybody else. Is that weird? Like, I don't think it's that weird. I was like that. I'm like that with everything. Like, when I used to, my wife has been cutting my hair for a decade, but when I used to, like, have other people cut my hair, I would only go to the same person for years. But that, I think, is normal. I think a lot of people probably do that. But yeah. So also, how long is this appointment going to take? Because I need to factor in driving time, because I do not want to be late. I never am late. I'm not that person. I don't want to ever be that person. I'm very prepared and on time for things. So, you know, how long is the appointment going to take? Because that's important. It gives me, like, you know, for example, like a teeth cleaning, that's like no more than an hour. You know, so I know how long I'm going to be there for, but, like, I have to have an ending time. I know that sounds strange, but I have to know when something is going to end. Otherwise, that's all I'll think about when I'm there. Like, when is this going to be done with? When can I leave? You know, and if I have an end time, I don't have thoughts like that. So, and another thing I do to prepare is, like, the night of the appointment, I make sure my alarm is set, and the day of, like, I don't eat anything and I drink very little. Well, like, my alarm, let's go back to that. Like, duh, of course, you know, you set alarms to wake yourself up, but, like, I get very crazy with it. Like, I'll set, like, 4 alarms just to make sure. What the hell? Some lady out there is yelling at her dog. People are fucking stupid. Sorry. Anyway, I get distracted very easily. You shouldn't really be yelling at dogs. God. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, so, like, I'll make sure there's, like, 4 alarms set, even if, like, there's snoozes and stuff. I need to make, like, what if the first alarm for some reason glitches and doesn't work? Like, I don't want to miss the appointment. And then I go through this whole thing. I spend all this time setting up all these alarms, but really, I have an internal alarm. Like, when I know I have to be up at a certain time for something, like, I automatically wake up before my alarm goes off, which is pretty cool. But I can't always rely on that, even though it's never let me down. Because it'll be the one time I rely on it that it won't come through for me, and I'll, you know, wish I had set alarms. But, you know, and then the day of the appointment, like, let's say the appointment's at 2 and I get up at, like, 10 or 11, like, I am not going to eat anything. And this is probably TMI, but it's because, you know, anxiety causes stomach issues for me. I think for a lot of people it does. So if I eat something, I don't want to have to be at this place where my appointment is and have to take a shit. I just don't want to. Because I have a whole thing about like public bathrooms and they give me anxiety and everything. So, and I'll also like, I don't eat anything before the appointment and I drink just enough water to survive. Like, I know I'm not going to die, but like just a little sip of water here and there because like, I don't want to have to use the bathroom in any fashion. For hanging out with friends, the preparation is kind of similar, but it's like, when are we planning to hang out? So today's Friday, and on Wednesday, Laura and I had decided that we were going to meet up today, which I don't mind such short notice because like I knew that like in 2 days from then I was going to likely want to still hang out with her, but like if we had planned on it like a month from now, I can't really say that I would want to. I don't know how I'll feel that day. I don't know how I'll feel. Also, what are we going to do? I need to know. I don't need everything mapped out. I don't need like a written schedule. But I'm not the kind of person that just goes and hangs out and like, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Like, I like to have a purpose for just about everything. So, like, are we going to watch a movie? Or are we going to go out somewhere? What restaurant were you thinking of going to for lunch so that I can sit there and look up the reviews before we go and figure out what I want to eat so I don't spend half an hour staring at the menu? Like, when will I be able to leave that social interaction? Because I do need a way out. And this sounds, I don't know how to make this sound not assholey-ish, but I need to know when I can leave. Everything I do needs to have an end time. I get very hung up about this because if I don't know, because like, okay, the rules, like sorry, I'm all over the place. So like I hung out with Laura last month. We'll just use that as an example. And we had a good time. We were at her place. We were, watching something, having good conversations, and it started getting a bit later. And I just don't know when I'm supposed to leave. Like, I have no idea if she's sitting there thinking like, holy shit, man, she's still here. Like, when will she go? Like, I'm just like, is that what she's thinking? And she's just trying to be nice. And then I have thoughts of like, well, if I leave now, is that too soon? Is that rude? Is she going to think I don't want to spend any more time with her, like, ever? Like, it's ridiculous, but these are the thoughts I have. So, and like the last time, like last month when I was there, I think I was there for about 5 hours. 5 or 6 hours. And then I looked at the time and I really did have to leave because I had stuff to do at a certain time when I got home. And so I told her that and she was cool about it. But like this time on Wednesday, I was like, you know what? She already knows I'm autistic because I told her. So let me just do something for the first time and ask like, when can I leave? So like I texted and I was like, hey, I like to know when things end because, autism. So would it be okay if I left at like 5? Because I don't want to drive in the dark, and it's starting to get darker earlier and she lives a ways away. But, I want to know when something's going to end so that I don't have to have those thoughts that I can't seem to control. And she was totally cool with it. She was like, yeah, like usually by that time I am like done with the day because she's, a little older, but not old, just, she's older and she's got some health stuff going on. But yeah, I was like totally surprised how cool she was with that because that seems like an odd thing to ask somebody. I don't know how I would react. I mean, like, I don't know if I didn't know I am autistic and somebody was like, can I leave at 5? I don't think I would have an issue with that because I do want to know when they're going. Like, yeah, tell me when you want to leave, man. And it's the same thing with hanging out with friends. The day of, I like before I go there, like today I was supposed to be there by noon, 1 o'clock. And so I'd have to leave at about like 11ish or whatever. But like, I'm not going to eat anything before we go. And I'm only going to drink very, very little because like, I don't want to have an upset stomach. I don't want to have to ask to use her bathroom to take a shit. Like, I'll pee, but like, I don't like pooping in other people's places. I don't know. It's embarrassing, even though it's a natural function. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this stuff is kind of funny when I think about it. I don't know. It's kind of funny. And I appreciate anybody who's willing to entertain the idea of spending time with me when I have so many expectations. But like, okay, so Laura canceled on me today because she's not feeling very well. And I believe, excuse me. Oh no. I'm so sorry I did that in your ear. I couldn't help it. I know that sounds gross. My dry mouth probably sounds gross. But anyways, so she had to cancel because she's not feeling well. And the first thought I had was, yes! It's not that I don't want to hang out with her. I was looking forward to it. It's the drive that, like, I always wonder, am I going to get lost? Because I've only been to her place. Like, she moved this year, so I've only been there the one time. But I mean, this happens all the time. Like, if my therapist sends me a text and she's like, hey, like she had COVID or something the one time, and she's like, I quarantined for this many days and, I should be fine, but I wanted to give you the option. And then she was, wait a minute, is that what she said? No, I think first she just canceled on me. I don't remember, but she's canceled on me before, and that makes me happy. The dentist has canceled on me. That makes me happy. My doctor has canceled on me before. That makes me happy. I don't care how long I've been expecting these appointments to happen. I am down with a cancellation. I don't care if a friend cancels on me. That makes me happy because that means I don't have to leave my safe space, or at least if I do, I don't have to venture too far out for too long. Like I sound like a cave person or something, or like a shut-in. I don't view myself as a shut-in. I mean, I leave and stuff. I don't know. Don't shut-ins just never leave? But yeah, so I wasn't happy that Laura wasn't feeling well. But I was happy that she canceled, and I can't figure out why. Like, why do I feel so happy when stuff like that happens, even with friends? Like, these are like one of the only times where I don't mind preparing for something for however long I have to prepare for it, just for it to not happen, because the fact that I had to prepare for it to begin with meant that I was going to be pretty anxious anyways when whatever it was occurred, whether it was the drive to go see my friend or like having dentist fuck around in my mouth or whatever, yeah. So can you guys relate? I hope you can. I hope I don't sound like a huge bitch because I'm glad that my friend canceled on me, but I'm sure some of you out there know what I mean. Like, that's one of those unexpected surprises that are quite lovely for me. Like, and when we make plans to hang out again, I'm going to prepare for it like I usually do, and I will look forward to it. But if a cancellation happens, I'm not going to be sad about it. Like, I just don't get sad about those things because that means I don't have to leave my secure little box of a house. But I know it's an autistic thing because, that explains why I struggle so much with all the social bullshit and like why I have to have rules for everything and expectations and like times. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, how high maintenance, must that sound like? And the majority of this stuff I keep to myself. Like, the only thing I asked her was like, can I leave by blah, blah, blah. But like, she has no idea the whole process I have to go through to work myself up to go see her or anybody, really, because it sounds like a lot. And yeah. Yeah, the only person that really knows about that is my wife, because she's starting to know more, because I'm starting to share with her the things that I haven't been sharing with her that I thought made me weird. But now that I am autistic, or like I found out I'm autistic, now I feel like it's easier for me to share some of these things with her. But like, I don't know. It just is, it's very strange when I say this stuff out loud, I guess, is what it is. Like, when I say these things out loud, they sound irrational, but like, also they're rational to me, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think that's the right word, but I'm used to this process. It just happens. I go with it. It's what helps me alleviate some of my anxiety, you know? Anyways, I'm babbling. That's really all I have to say about loving when people cancel on me, because I do. I fucking love it. But I didn't say that to her today, obviously. I would never say that to somebody, because how rude. Yeah, but I'm not mad about it. So anyways, thank you for listening. This is just me recording into an app on my phone, hoping people find me and listen and relate and maybe have a similar experience to what I had when I heard myself on somebody else's podcast for the first time. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day or evening or weekend or whenever it is that you're listening to this. And goodbye.